Hello, this is Rob Green from the GRM Group, and I am recording this from the beautiful west coast of South Africa, and it is Easter Monday today, so happy Easter to all of those that celebrate it. It's going to be a short one this week because obviously this month rather, I just want to make sure that I get the messages out there and across to you for the market update. So the South African legal job market update as brought to you by golegal.co.za, a fantastic website. If you haven't already subscribed, please subscribe today. So the purpose of doing these monthly updates is, as I'm sure those of you who listen to them regularly know, that I'm trying to bring the market to you, and each month try to get you to understand and know what's going on, what's happening out there in the marketplace, and try and bring some truth to that platform to because I think if one is looking just at LinkedIn and other news sites and listening to recruiters, then you can get a little bit of a distorted view, and there's so many facets that really go into the market and the job market in private practice, legal tech and in-house, that it's really important for me to bring this to you. So what have we seen so far? Look, I mean, I've said it before and I'll say it again, we're still working very heavily on corporate M&A work, private equity, litigation, construction, a little bit on the mining front in South Africa, but we are starting to see some of our clients looking further afield. There's obviously been some moves into the Windhoek Namibian market. There's some interesting moves coming up further afield in East Africa as well, so let's watch this space. But from a partner perspective, there are certain things that you're going to need. You're going to need a book of business, you're going to need a track record, you're going to need a transferable client base. Once you have those things, and you'll need to use our tools. Some of you may have seen the adverts going out there now, and you may not even be aware, but at GRM we really do go the extra mile, and we help people produce business plans. We introduce them to our global clients. So obviously we've been working, and I've been working for 20 years across the world. So there's lots of, when you're a partner working with me and working with my team, we can introduce you to lots of clients, whether that's locally or internationally. We help produce your financials. We look at forecasting. Our finance team does a lot of forecasting, so we can look at what are the industries you're working with in terms of your client base, how are they performing, who's up and coming, where you should be working, who should you be marketing to, and then really start to forecast what you should be making and what your practice should be bringing in. Then we start really looking at the teams that you will need to deliver that, and what you'll need from the next firm going forward. Once we have all that, then we'll start looking at what it is you really need in terms of, are you looking for somewhere a bit smaller, a bit larger? Are you looking for an international firm, a big local firm? What are you really looking for? And there's so many options. We have all of those options in those practice areas I've just mentioned. It's going well. It's the election coming up in a month's time here in South Africa. The markets are looking pretty decent and pretty steady. There's some very nice growth amongst our client base. So it's in those areas at the senior end that you should be looking at. On the in-house side of things, again, things have been very slow, but then they always are. Anyone who calls me and asks me about the in-house market will know that it's just there's not a huge amount of movement. I joke sometimes with the GCs that call me that you guys never move anywhere, and that's why. So I suppose partly a joke, but there isn't a huge amount of growth. There are a handful of jobs online. We've had a few phone calls. I had one the other day, which again, the spec itself was a little bit, we're kind of maybe looking for someone part-time. So there wasn't real commitment to growth on that side of things. So again, it's not a hugely growing area, although we do expect to see more and more growth on the legal tech side. So if you are looking at stepping away from practice, my advice would be potentially to look into the legal tech side. So what's happening over there? Well, you've got Weber Wenzel's Fusion department growing and building. Anyone who's seen the Legal Unicorns interview that I shot recently with Ruth Gondwe, who's just joined them, I'll put the link in below. Have a look at that. Brilliant interview, brilliant insight into her journey from Malawi to South Africa and into the legal tech space. that's growing. Other major firms are following suit. They're building their AI teams and looking at software that they can improve the way that they do their work for their clients. So that's, again, I said it before and I'll say it again, that the legal tech industry, whilst it is building and growing, and you do have the odd option to join a software company or a solutions provider, or obviously the wonderful alternative legal service providers here, that some are really incorporating that tech space. Most of the growth in that area is going to come in the short term from the law firms as they develop their own fusion departments, AI departments and things like that. And as I've said before, most of the internationals that we work with overseas, they actually have their own AI development teams sitting with the lawyers. So I don't expect a huge amount of growth on that side, but there are options and there are opportunities. So if that's interesting to you, then get in touch. But like I say, markets are going well, things are picking up. The M&A market, as Investec and others and ourselves predicted, is going up. It is a busy time. That is central to everything, and off that is private equity growth, litigation growth, some construction. But look, if you're a partner with a book of business and a client following, now really is the time to be moving. So get in touch if you want to know anything about anything I've just discussed there, whether it's South Africa, East Africa, the southern part of Africa as well, where we're doing some work, how to build your book of business, and all the tools that we have, the dashboards that we've just developed, incredible tools that no one else has. So if you want to get in touch, obviously my email's below, but it's rob@thegrmgroup.com, and have a fantastic Easter and speak to you very soon.